Yes, there is a second video on this lovely Tuesday. Why? Because I love you. We got some more things to cover. I found some more stuff. I went to lunch with mom and sister and I spent some stable coin, and I'm going to show you how I got XRP back. Man, the news breaks, the market goes up, I mean, the entire crypto market today is up like $200 billion. And I'm going to show you that. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I brought my mom and sister to lunch today. We met at a local restaurant and I paid for it with USDC with my Uphold crypto debit card. And what happened? Well, I got 1.97 XRP back, which is $4.28, which is 6% of the meal. So when I got back, I started doing some research because stable coins, you earn yield on your stable coins at Uphold when you hold them on Uphold. And I found out that RLUSD gets you 5% in rewards. Spending RLUSD on the new Uphold Elite debit card will get you 6% back in your wallet. And that's a big deal. 5% for RLUSD, 6% for spending your RLUSD stablecoin. You could do it too. There's a link below to sign up for Uphold. When you sign up for Uphold, go in and order an Uphold debit card, and you can get up to 6% back in XRP in your wallet on everything you buy. All right, here we go. $3.2 trillion. We are up $200 billion today. 3.2 trillion. Bitcoin is up to 91,729. Ethereum is over 3,000. 3011 XRP. We are all the way up to $2.17. Where's it going to go from here? So this morning we were talking about Vanguard having $11 trillion under management. They hold 401ks. They create 401ks and retirement accounts for major institutions. Chad Steingraber got this out here, and this is just a aha moment. Just the thought of 1% or even 0.5% of Vanguard's clients, how much of an impact that would have on XRP. Well, you might need an oxygen mask for this. Allowing the XRP ETFs to trade is just the first step. What comes after that? The Vanguard advisors began giving recommended allocations of portfolios to every single client, self-directed and managed. What happens when the recommendation to hold an XRP ETF is only 1% of their holdings? Well, 1% of 11 trillion is $110 billion. Sound like too much? Okay, say they recommended their client 0.5% of their total portfolio to be XRP ETF. And what cracks me up is 95% of my retirement, 95% of my wallets, 95% of my portfolio is in digital assets, and 5% is in money, or cash, so I could pay for things. So the 0.5% is $55 billion. What does $55 billion buy over the course of a year, assuming they allocate slowly? Well, in 1 year, $55 billion. In 1 month, $4.5 billion. In 1 week, $1.1 billion. In 1 day, $229 million per day trading. Assume XRP price is $2.17. 105 million XRP per day, 528 million XRP per week, 2,112,000,000 XRP per month, and get this, 25 billion XRP scooped up in 1 year. Still like the idea of just 1% of your portfolio? 1 year, 110 billion. A month, 9.1 billion. A week, 2.2 billion. A day, 458 million. Now, assuming XRP price is $2.17, that's 211 million XRP per day, 1 billion per week, 4 billion per month, and 50 billion XRP in 1 year, which would scoop up pretty much most of the XRP. There is less than 100 billion. Well, actually, there was 100 billion XRP created. It is deflationary. So every time a transaction takes place on top of the XRP ledger, a fraction of an XRP token is burnt forever. So there's currently less than 100 billion XRP. And as this space grows and as the liquidity increases and as the demand for XRP increases and as there's less availability to individuals, what is that going to put the price of XRP here in the next year? Andrew Kajeski is the head of brokerage and investments at Vanguard. And we just talked about Vanguard. Well, he had a comment to say. He said, while Vanguard has no plans to launch its own crypto products, we serve millions of investors that have diverse needs and risk profiles. And we aim to provide a brokerage trading platform that gives our brokerage clients the ability to invest in products that they choose. The banks are finally waking up to the fact that people want crypto in their portfolio. People want crypto in their wallets. People want crypto in their retirement accounts because they know the return on investment in the next year, the next 5 years, the next 20, 30 years is going to be way more than these rinky-dinky 401ks that we've dealt with for years and years that pay maybe 4 to 8% if you're lucky. In yesterday's video, I told you how I put everything into iTrustCapital in an IRA and in a 5-year period. In a 5-year period, 30 years of retirement, 30 years of 401ks at 4 to 8%. In 5 years, I'm up 766%, people. 766%. Rick Edelman and Christopher Jensen with FTI Global had a little chat, and it's 1 minute and 10 seconds long, and it shows how institutions have moved into the action phase. People, listen.
As this allows the traditional Wall Street machine, of which Franklin Templeton is one of the biggest players, to engage in the crypto space, are we beginning to see a converging of crypto and TradFi?
Definitely. And I just got back from, Singapore and Thailand, Token 2049, one of the largest crypto conferences in the world out there with institutions from all over the globe. What we're seeing and hearing in those conversations, and then, even here back at home with respect to our counterparts across the industry, it's much more than just talking and brainstorming ideas at this point. It is really, okay, this is here to stay. How do we incorporate this? How do we act rather than let's brainstorm ideas about it? It's really, how do we act and move forward together? And then on the blockchain venture side, this convergence of TradFi and DeFi, so to speak, is a real theme that excites them, and they're making investments in.
So it's coming fast. These institutions are starting to wake up and have their aha moments, and they're giving their clients opportunities to invest. Bank of America says its wealth management clients may put up to 4% of their portfolio into crypto starting January 5th. Bank of America. How many clients are under Bank of America? How much assets under management? That is 4% of their portfolio starting on January 5th, which is only a month away. Are you prepared? Are you holding your wallet secure? Have you packed your bags, people? Let's go to the next one. So, Employee Retirement Income Security Act. It's ERISA. It's in the United States. It's 51 years old now. ERISA is the Employment Retirement Income Security Act of 1974, a federal law that sets minimum standards for the most private sector retirement and health plans. Its main purpose is to protect employees by requiring plans to provide information, establish grievance and appeal processes, and give participants the right to sue for benefits and breaches of fiduciary duty. ERISA also sets the standards for participating, vesting, and funding, and requires plan managers to act as fiduciaries for planned assets. And why do I bring it up? Because I did some digging. And yes, ERISA is 50 years old. So I started scrolling through here and I looked at the retirement possibilities, securities, income, asset managers. I kept scrolling, claim procedures, all of the above. And there is now in this 50-year-old plan cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is now included. What this is going to do, this is now giving the green light to all of these 401k providers, to all these money managers to allow their clients to invest a percentage in cryptocurrency. What happens when you have 11 trillion, $20 trillion, and like Chad was saying, 1% of that goes into crypto? How many trillions are going to accumulate in this space in the next month, 5 months, year? How big is it going to be? Ripple is proud to be a part of Pledge One Network this Giving Tuesday and featured on the NASDAQ Tower for our commitments to giving back and using crypto for good. Thank you to our nonprofit and university partners for making an impact with us year round. So Ripple gives back. Ripple gives back to organizations. Ripple gives back to the community. And I've always felt in my heart that if you give back and don't expect anything in return, you're going to get 1,000 times that in return. I've always had that mentality. I've always given to local organizations that need it. And I'm just blessed that I have the opportunity to do that. And Pledge 1% at Pledge One says that one of our newest builders, Ripple, has leveraged their Pledge 1% program to engage their team and donate more than $250 million to nonprofits and universities globally. This is the screen. This is really there. $250 million. Hats off to Ripple. Be sure to subscribe. I will see you tomorrow unless something crazy goes on this evening and I'll have to get it out this evening. But I'm the Crypto Teacher. Have a good day, and don't forget, I told you so.